Hello, I'm here on my first ever live, and my idea is to take you for a walk, and if you see anything you want me to talk to you about, I'll tell you. Come on.
Talking about hedges, what's the quickest type of hedge to grow as a boundary fence?
Depends if you want it to be a boundary fence to keep baddies out. If you wanted a prickly fence, then one of the quickest is hawthorn.
I was going to say hawthorn.
They're
native as well, aren't they, hawthorns?
Yeah. If you want an evergreen hedge, you could plant pyracantha, and that's in the hawthorn family, rosaceae, so it will get flowers, fruit, and autumn colour, and autumn leaves, sorry.
Pyracanthus.
Pyracantha firethorn is its common name.
Pyro.
Pyracantha. And the reason, that's an evergreen, you see, it doesn't lose its leaves in winter. Privet's another good one. It's not good for defensive planting because people can just push their way through that.
So it depends if you want to keep the baddies out or not.
Yeah, and then it's hawthorn. And the other one you can mix in with it, you could mix some holly, common holly, English holly, and then you've got a proper natural hedge. You've got some evergreen in the winter, and you've got some fruit and some flowers in the spring and summer.
Nice.
And it's all English natives, so you're providing food and shelter for wildlife.
Unbelievably, someone wants to kill brambles. How do we kill them?
Dig them up.
By the root.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
But with some good gloves on.
If you don't, well, you can trim the tops up and trim the tops off, and then dig the roots out. Another good one, apparently, I was talking to somebody. Well, I was watching something, and there's this guy in Australia now who rents goats out to people.
Oh yeah.
And you fence off an area. If you've got a big area, say 2 acres,
yeah,
put a load of goats in there and fence them off. And they'll not climb over a fence bigger than, they don't climb over anything that big. So you can just use that metal fencing that you use for crowd controls. You know, when queens coming through, you can fence off a couple of acres, put these goats in there, leave them for a few months, and they will eat everything. And then you can get in then and get to the roots.
So get yourself a load of goats.
Yeah, rent a goat.
And Dad, your new ice cream man said hello.
Hello. Oh, thanks for the ice cream the other day. I've been looking for you ever since. I owe you. I saw your brother the other day as well. He was in Shevington. And I asked him, I said, you're not the guy who gave me an ice cream the other day, are you? He said, no, I'm his brother. Here we go. This is something interesting for you, William. This tip here, this is a blackberry tip. So it's just about finished for the season now. And you can pinch them off. And you can eat them. And the first taste you get, still getting it yet, is grass. Keep going. Keep going. Not cooked in yet. This is the trouble going live. I can't taste it. Anyway, a bit, not that much. Taste of coconut. Now, I know they used to use this as flavouring to get coconut flavour in olden days, but that was before coconuts came to England. So, do coconuts taste of bramble tips?
What do bramble tips taste?
Well, no. We're saying that tastes of coconut, but that was here first.
And what about bamboo? That's pretty hard too.
Bamboo, if you get a piece of bamboo coming up, might as well sit here for a minute. If you get a piece of bamboo coming up and it's coming up into your, depends which sort of bamboo. There's lots of different kinds. But the big ones with the thick stems like that, with not loads of leaves, which come up and they come up with a shoot like that. If you snap that root off like a carrot, just snap straight away, that will never come back again. Another one next year might come up, but you snap it off. Anywhere you don't want a bamboo, just snap them off when they're that big. And you can keep your bamboo control that way.
And do you want to just stay? Is there any plants that like deter wasps instead of killing them, like
Lemons.
lemons?
Anything citrus. You get citronella.
Ah, hence citronella.
Citronella candles or anything to do with citrus.
So
They don't like it. Now look at this here. People are asking me about shade. There's the ground is completely covered. This is deciduous woodland, so all the leaves are going to fall off this in winter, and all the evergreens then can thrive all winter without anything over them, and then they can still survive in very low light. So you can get ferns, hollies. I noticed before, just when I was talking about something else. Where did I see it? That's the West Coast Main Line, that goes from London to Edinburgh, London to Glasgow. I can't find it now, but I did see a yew tree. Yew trees are very good for shade as well. Where was it? Well, I'll find another. I've got to find a blackberry tip yet that tastes of coconut.
You know the citrusy thing with the wasps?
Yeah.
Would a lemon verbena work or not?
I would think so, because lemon verbena smells like sherbet lemons. And I would think if you put a little lemon verbena on your table and wafted a bit, I would think it would deter wasp, yeah.
Over to the lemon trees.
Yeah?
It's not doing well this year, it's dried out.
Oh, you've answered your own question. When they dry out, they drop the leaves. It's what they do. It's nature's way. It's like if you cut a Christmas tree too early, it will drop all its needles because it's thinking, I've not enough root, I'm not getting enough water to support my leaves. So if I shed the leaves, I've got more chance of surviving in the long run. So what's happened to the lemon tree? If it's got dry at the roots, it'll shed its leaves. Also, if you stress anything, but mainly roses and things like that, if they get stressed because they're not getting enough feed or water, then they're a bit weak, and that's when the diseases come in. I just noticed this here, look, William. These are deformed oak balls. I don't think they do. I think this is it. Sometimes, I don't know if this is what this is, if it's I think it's just a deformed oak bud, that'll be some bug that's bitten it when it was little and made it go weird. But the oaky balls, that's an oaky ball. There you go, and you see the hole in the bottom. So the wasp has actually eaten the middle of the oaky ball and come out and flown away to lay its eggs on the stem of another oak tree next year, and the same old cycle goes round and round. But there's some deformed buds you can get off oak trees, and you mix them with vinegar, you dry them out, crush them into a paste, into a dust, mix them with vinegar, I think it is, and some rusty nails. And you can make your own ink. Apparently that's what the Magna Carta was written back with. I don't know where all this rubbish has been stored in my head.
Right, have you got any rubbish about wisteria amethyst?
What about it?
Well, one's in a pot and one's in the ground. The pot is doing great, but the ground one isn't growing.
Well, that defies logic.
Mm.
The one I thought you was going to say the one in the pot's not doing very well, and the one in the ground is doing a lot better. So obviously the ground it's not got enough roots, enough soil to grow in. Wisterias are very hungry feeders. They like being fed with tomato feed. Give them plenty of tomato feed. You can feed them every 10 days with tomato feed.
Clay type soil, he said.
Sorry?
Clay type soil.
Clay type soil's brilliant. Best
Oh, right,
soil.
that's what he's got, he said.
Clay soil's the best in the world. I'm just thinking it's not, the root is obviously not getting into the soil properly. That's what it sounds like to me. Are they both amethyst? They're both the same amethyst, same plant.
Yeah.
So all I can think is it's the one in the pot's doing better because it's got some good compost and some good fertiliser around its roots. The one that's in, well, that eventually will run out of steam, and that will not survive and do as well as the one in the ground. Once the one in the ground gets going, as I said before, every plant has got to be equal. You've got to have the top and the bottom equal. So if the bottom is cramped in a pot, you're only going to be able wisteria that big. If it's in the ground and the wisteria roots can get going, then you can have a mass. There's no minimum size of wisteria won't grow to. They can grow immense if you give them the right conditions. If you don't want to dig it up and replant it, I don't know how long it's been in, this wisteria. One thing you could do next year is just get a big bag of new compost and empty it on the bottom of the wisteria, about that much around the bottom and about that deep, and all the nutrients and the worms will take everything down and it'll help feed it. That's all I can think of.
You didn't help the lemon tree that had dried out.
It's dried out. You have to water it and feed it with tomato food. That's all you can do. If it's shed all its needles, if it's shed all its leaves, the leaves should come back as long as it's not completely dead. And you can test that by just scratching. You scratch the stem like that, and if it's green underneath, then you know it's alive. If you're scratching and it's brown underneath, or you just do that and it cracks, it's dead. So you might have to trim it back to where it's alive. Watch for the buds coming again, but please don't let it dry out. You might need to put it in a bigger pot. If it does survive this year, it might just need to be in a bigger pot. The other thing you can do is put a saucer underneath it and just keep putting water in that saucer. That way, you've got more chance of it soaking that water up and getting it. But don't leave it waterlogged. No plants want to be waterlogged. I was just showing you there. See the coloration on that sycamore leaf, how it's all gone. That must have been absolutely crawling with greenfly this year, and that's what's took all the colour out of it. But they've all gone now. I saw something else then. This is gorse. This is a survivor. That's the most prickliest, evilest plant in the world. And I'll tell you something, if you planted that around your boundary fence, you get nothing coming through. And it'll grow anywhere. Keep getting them. I'm looking for a geum to show you what you do with geum.
Is a red robin a good hedge, or is it leggy?
No, red robin's a good hedge. Depends on what part of the country you're from. They are prone to getting windburnt and losing and dropping all the leaves for fun if it's in a cold, exposed position. In London, they do really, really well because they're in cities, but they don't like wind because they've got a big leaf that falls off very easily. All the bracken dying back. Feels like September already. That's because it's been so hot. What's that doing there? That's a cornice, that's a dogwood. It's a garden plant. Look at all these ferns dying down. So dry. And it rained hard last night. It rained hard today, and yet the ground has just soaked it up. I love these ferns, me. Absolutely love them. So these will die down now and they form a crown here, and then that crown will grow again, all fresh in the spring. I'm building a fernery in my garden at the moment. I'm really into shade-loving plants, and there you go. Holly's a good shade-loving plant.
Do you know why lime trees are planted all over the UK in urban areas?
No, because they're one of the worst trees you can plant in an urban area. Because what lime trees do, they sucker really badly from the base. Now, I've come up with my own thoughts on this, and I think they sucker like mad from the base and produce a cluster of shoots all around the bottom, which makes them a terrible street tree. But I think they do that so that the deer don't eat the bark. It protects the stem. I've made that up. I just think it would make sense, that. But they are terrible for getting greenfly and dripping that sticky honeydew all over your car. They're not. I would not recommend a lime tree as a street tree, But if you go back to parks and gardens, you know, like Hampton Court, there's avenues of limes everywhere. They loved them in stately homes, and maybe people thought, well, I'm building an avenue, I should put an avenue of limes in there, but they're not good trees. Not good trees for street. Hornbeam is a much better tree because they keep neat and tidy and they're less trouble. Because sometimes you can't walk past a lime tree because of all these suckers coming from the base. Can't believe all these ferns have died back already. There's another geum. I think I'll be able to get a root out of that. No, it's a basis. It's dying back anyway, so I'm not really doing any harm. And they're everywhere, geums. Just the soil's that hard. What's that? That's an oaky ball. Oh no, it's an acorn. It's been eaten by a squirrel. We're going to have a bumper crop of acorns this year. Bumper crop of all fruits this year. So next time I need to bring a pair of secateurs and something to dig with. This is Rose Bay Willow herb here, but I can't. Oh, there, that's probably a slightly better example of it. Now, again, I didn't know this until I put it on my social media. This is where the sugar stealers come from. Can you see? Every single piece of that has got a seed on the end. But this was called fireweed because when they built the railways, the railway steam engines used to set fire to the railway bankings, and all those seeds I've just shown you float around on the breeze, and they're the first plant to land and start growing, and they'll grow just about anywhere. And so that's why they called it the fireweed. And also after the Blitz in London, they called it the bomb site weed because it grew on all the bomb sites for the same reason. But I've had people telling me that you can eat the new shoots when they're coming up in spring, the little red shoots. You can eat them a bit like asparagus, but again, check all this before you do it, don't blame me. And the other thing they said in Eastern Europe, they used to take the leaves off this and dry it. Well, you can put it in hot water now and make a tea out of it, but you can dry it and make black tea out of it, and they used it as tea in Eastern Europe before real tea came. So you can even make tea out of it.
We've got someone all the way from Beach Hill.
Oh my God! What time of day is it there?
And apple trees, are they meant to have vertical branches for height or horizontal branches better for fruit?
Horizontal better, vertical to get the height.
Yeah.
And then once you get the height, you can bend the branches down. You can even tie a piece of string to the end, pin it to the lawn, so it's bent like that. And what happens is, let me see if I can find something to demonstrate. See, if that was growing straight up, if you could imagine that growing that way, that would be the terminal bud. The highest bud of every plant's the terminal one, and that's where it'll always grow from. But if you get that and bend it down like that, then you make all those auxiliary buds into terminal buds because they're all level, or these in the middle, and so you'll get little spurs coming out of there which will fruit, and that's where you'll get a lot more fruit by doing that. So I like bending fruit trees down.
There's someone asking about advice if they love plants and gardening, should they study horticulture, or did you study horticulture?
I studied horticulture, yes. Well, when I left school, I went working in a garden centre for a couple of years, and this guy came up to me from the Agricultural Wages Training Board and said, I'm going to put you on a 2-year City and Guilds day release, and then after that you can go to college. I went to do a residential college, and then after that I went working at a big nursery at the bottom, started off at the bottom and ended up becoming sales and marketing manager for I worked there for 27 years, and I went all around the world with my job. I think I've been to every single country in Europe with my job, being paid for by somebody to take me to go to that country to buy, usually to buy plants or taking buyers out with me. I've been to Italy. I can't tell you how many times I've been to Italy buying Italian specimens. I've been to Holland more times than I've had hot dinners. I've just.
And you think you wouldn't have done that if you hadn't studied it, or do you think you can just start working and learn that way? Do you reckon studying is better?
Well, studying is giving me the background knowledge that I know. I know how everything works because, and because I understand how plants work, it has made it easier for me to make this because I've got the basics. So yeah, I think
unless you're working with someone
who'll teach you.
Who'll teach you.
But even if you go and get an apprenticeship, if they'll send you to college and do a day release, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know now apprenticeships are coming back in fashion. People are offering. I mean, I did a video a couple of weeks ago with the Wigan Council, and they've got positions for 6 apprentices, but they want horticultural people who want to study horticulture. But it just gives you that basics of knowing how a leaf works. Like, for instance, I can pull a leaf off now, and I know it's got an upper epidermis, a waxy cuticle is the surface, the shiny bit. Then it's got an upper epidermis, and then in the middle of the leaf you've got spongy mesophyll, and then underneath the leaf you've got a lower epidermis, and in that lower epidermis you've got stomata, where they breathe from, and how they take moisture in, how they take carbon dioxide in and give out oxygen through the stomata, and then you've got osmotic pressure from the leaf. You've got transpirating pressure, where the leaf is transpirating, which is like sweating, giving off water, which is causing a vacuum in the stem, which is sucking water up the oak tree. But also you've got osmosis happening at the roots, and a lot of weed killers, or I can tell how things work through knowing about osmosis, because osmosis is the passage of a concentrated liquid into a dilute liquid into a concentrated liquid through a semi-permeable membrane, which creates osmotic pressure, which pushes water up. And apparently you should be able to, you should be able to put a stethoscope on there, and you should be able to hear the water rushing up to feed all them leaves. So I wouldn't have known all that if I hadn't gone to college. And it helps you make decisions now when people say, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with that? Oh, look at that, that must be bees. See all the holes in the wall? I bet that's where bees have made little nests. And the other thing I was saying the other day is that we humans are apes. We're not different from the animal kingdom. We are apes. We're just another ape. And here, apes or humans can see more colours of green than any other animal. I think gorillas are the same as us. But when we see green and when we're surrounded with green, this greenness just makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel happy. So if you're feeling a bit stressed out, get outside and get into the green. Soak that green up.
Yeah. Yeah, we are at Worthington Lake, Sam. And yeah, Simon was saying maybe they were masonry bees, the holes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Simon. I know there's a wood-bee colonising a lot of blue tip boxes. There's loads of people have been asking me about these it's like a brown bumblebee, and it's a wood-bee, and they love going in bird boxing, blue tip boxes. See, it's a two-way thing. This you can tell me if I'm wrong. Every day's a school day. I'm still trying to find a geum. Yeah, all the oak balls have all got holes in them now. You can see the wasp that's got out. Oh, they're young ones. They've not got out yet. So they'll have a maggot inside of there. Wonder if I can show you one. I don't like doing this, but is that got an hole in it? I've pulled it off. Is that it inside? Little maggot in there, is it gone?
I think it's gone.
That's where the maggot would live, in there. I need a knife next time. I'm not using my teeth. How long have you been going for, William?
We've done over an hour.
Oh, well, that's okay. There's a yew tree. So again, if you want a plant that lives in shade, the only downside with yew trees is they are poisonous to cattle. But this is where Christmas trees came from, because the pagans used to worship the holly and the ivy and yew because they thought they were magic. Same with mistletoe. They thought they were magic because everything dropped its leaves and they didn't. So they used to use them, and a lot of yew trees were a place of worship. And then when they built churches, sometimes a yew tree is older than the church. So
They think they might have planted yew trees in churchyards as well, because every part of a yew tree is poisonous. So it would deter animals from maybe digging up the graveyards.
Maybe. The other thing about yew trees, you said every single part is poisonous. The fruit has got it's like a cherry, a little red cherry with a dimple in it. The sticky, sweet coating of that seed is edible, but the seed's poisonous.
Okay. All right, not every single part then.
Yeah, the little.
Enjoy the bit around the
it's like jelly. It's like red slimy jelly. It's very sweet. It's lovely. But spit the pip out.
Don't do that, anyone.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Anything I say. Make sure you do your research first. Make sure you're taking you are eating the right stuff. Because I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not dead yet. Because these oak trees are lovely. That's a nice big oak tree, William. How many different species? You've just been researching that, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like 2,600 or something like that.
So one oak tree provides an habitat for 2,000 and something species of insects, birds, you name it.
Someone's got it, eat yew trees. No, definitely don't eat yew trees.
Beech trees, you can eat the new leaves off beech trees. No, don't eat oak trees.
Yew trees.
Or yew trees. You can tell the trees by the bark. See, that's got like a flaky bark. Now in London, there's a pseudoplatanus,
London plane.
a London plane, and the only reason that survived is when all the smog and the dirt and everything in London, the trees used to get coated in black soot. I say it's soot because I'm from Wigan. Soot if you're not from Wigan. And all this smoke used to coat the trees and it used to kill them. Well, what London planes do, a bit like a sycamore, they shed the outer bark, and it's self-cleaning. So that's why London planes are one of the oldest trees in London, because they survived all that pollution. But you find that the sycamores do it, and you get this sort of striated. Again, a tree grows from the inside. Even this tree here is still growing. It's hard to believe, but that's probably growing about so many millimetres, half a centimetre a year in girth. So if you knock a nail in there, eventually the tree will grow out and swallow the nail. But what happens is, as it gets bigger, it starts cracking the outer shell, the old bark that was there, and that's why bark has got these patterns in it. So, but you can see it's this crazed pattern on a sycamore, similar on here. It's another sycamore. I'm trying to find an oak now. Here we go. Can you see? As it's getting bigger, it's cracking. Up there you can see it better on that back one. As the tree's getting older and older, there's cracks beginning, almost like stretch marks. It's cracking. But if you ever put anything on a label on a tree, you're supposed to make sure that there's a gap for it to swing. I know tree surgeons come and sometimes mark trees, but you have to leave when you knock a nail in, you have to leave a gap so that the tree doesn't swallow that number. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed it. We've done well over an hour, I think. We were supposed to be doing half an hour, weren't we? But I've enjoyed it. I hope you lot have. Let me know in the comments, and let me know where you've watched us from. Interesting fact.
Thanks,
See ya.
everyone. Everyone said learn so much, thanks.